Hello, and welcome into this week's edition of YITTY! It was still off, but it's better. Yes, I'm talking to you is the name of the podcast. Nina, with her fixed internet, is here.
I have new internet, you guys. It's amazing.
It has been better, but you were still
Watch
just
it like
off.
immediately glitches out. No, so far so good. I'm so happy with it. It's been life-changing. On my day-to-day life, it has been life-changing. I feel like I can say that.
I think this was when you were doing the show with me, but like my phone wasn't working and it was like glitching out and it made everything else in my life terrible.
Yeah.
Like you expend all your patience on this one thing and like are still annoyed with it, and then all of a sudden the Z key on the keyboard sticks down and you're like ready to fight somebody.
Right? Like let me flip a table, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you got your new internet. I hope it's going good for you. Welcome to YITTY. It's Yes, I'm Talking to You, where Nina and I give some people a talking to. If you listen to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever, know that we do it live. We go straight Bill O'Reilly with it. We'll do it live, and we will stream it every Wednesday night. And we do a little like pre-stream and post-stream where we hang out and just talk about, I don't know, random stuff.
Yeah,
Adrian. Yeah, we were talking about like what time normal people sleep, which is like, I don't know, 11 to 6 or, 12 to 7 or something like that. Because my friend David and Nina go to bed super early. And so people were chiming in on what time they wake up and what time they go to sleep because Nina's a weirdo. And Adrian said, I used to listen to you guys way back on 95.7 The Party. I miss you guys so much. And that was just the sweetest comment. So
Adrian,
I had to point that out. I know. We miss you too.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody. You can come in the pre-stream and hang out and talk stuff like that because Nina's a weirdo and there's always something to talk about in the pre-stream.
Wow. Wow. Today it was bedtimes and dehydration.
And puking.
And puking. So if you missed that in the pre-stream, you're like really missing out.
How did you leave that one out? That was the craziest one. Do you puke at night before you go to bed or in the morning when you wake up all hungover? And there's an obvious answer to this, which is you puke at night when you don't remember it.
Okay, but you can't just forcing yourself to puke, I don't do that.
I don't force myself to puke ever, but I'm just saying.
When you're drunk, it's just like when I'm hungover, we're getting into the whole puking conversation again, but when I'm hungover, it's always the next day. And I just,
well, I know it's coming the night before and I take care of it. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Get it off the docket. I don't want stuff to do on my day that I'm hungover. So anyways.
Part of the process, all right?
All right, so this is YITTY. We start with you, me, and we, where you complain about something, and then I complain about something, and we complain about something together. So, Nina, let's start with you. What would you like to complain about this week?
Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you I was going to do this, and you're probably going to be upset with me and uncomfortable, but as per usual, I am going to complain about Donald Trump wanting to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I just think it's really fucking stupid. I think it's kind of pointless. I think, hello, we have other things to actually worry about. And I'm putting on my tinfoil hat right now. And it's like, all right, Trumper, what are you trying to distract us from? Because that doesn't actually matter. And it pisses me off. And it's just like one stupid thing after another. And I'm going to get yelled at probably by some people even bringing this up. But I don't care. Stupid. Dumb.
If it was always named the Gulf of America, would you think it was dumb?
Well, it wasn't always named the Gulf of America. It's already named the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing has changed. Why do we need to change anything? If it was named the Gulf of America, okay, fine. That's fine. That's what it was named. But why?
So it's not the name, it's that it's changing that makes you. This is what I'm getting
that there's no point in changing it. And he's just changing it to be an asshole to the country of Mexico in another way. And it's like, dude, stop it. There are other things that are way more important for you to kick off your fucking presidency. And really, that's what you're going to do right now?
Well, first thing he was going to do was buy Greenland and then make Canada a state, I believe, were the first two things he was going to do.
Oh my God. What?
4 years, Nina.
Oh,
4 years. Oh my God, please clip that for social media.
I will, actually. I will.
Um,
God damn it.
I
I'm
was
not
just
going to cry.
sitting
It's
with
fine.
somebody, yeah, right, talking about that the other day and how, like, it's not funny, but it is kind of funny. Like, it's
I know.
just, but,
We're the
you know,
laughing stock of the world right now. And like, this is fucking why. And it's not helping. And it's like,
and
I don't even
I
care that the
understand.
rest of the world is laughing at us. I just care that like, this is something that we have to fucking deal with for the next 4 years. And I am just, I started off in 2025 already at my wit's end. And I don't know if I can do this anymore.
So, first we have our good friend David Jacobson, who some of you
Dave!
know better as Deuce, but we don't. That's his dead name. We don't say that anymore. Now
We
we
don't
just say
call him
David.
that. His name is Dave J.
But I have to. But I have to tell the people who know him as our.
It's been
you know,
long enough.
But I don't. But I mean, if they're just
People
listeners
know.
from back in the day, they might not know. So I have to
People
say it.
know.
But we love him, and we're glad he's here. Thanks for watching.
Yay! We miss you.
We do miss you so much.
Did we actually powwow the three of us this year? Because we said it was going to happen last year. It really didn't, except for at my birthday party. So can we like actually hang out?
Do you know what we should actually do?
What?
Is do another happy hour.
Another happy hour?
Like COVID.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be cute.
Yeah, we should do a full ass let's get hammered and throw tortillas off the patio.
Dude, I was so drunk for that one. Was that the same
I know
night?
you were.
Was that the same happy hour and the same drunken night that I brought my dogs over to Dave's house? And
I don't remember.
One of them, I think it was Bonzo, rolled in poo, and we had to give him a bath in Dave's backyard right then and there, all drunk.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Yeah. Dave's in. Oh my gosh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we could put it right on StreamYard. So like we don't have like one place where all of us, like we had the party Instagram before and Twitter where we would do it.
Yeah.
But with StreamYard, we can send it out to all our channels at one time. So we can just
that would
multi-stream
be so
it everywhere
fun.
and get crazy.
Dave, we're going to come to your house again. I feel like his house is always just where we do it.
Wow, just invite yourself over to his house, make him
letting
force him
know.
to host.
I'm letting him know
that he has to do this. Just invite yourself over. Yeah, it's not like he's got a wife he needs to check with or anything. No, it's fine. I mean,
he loves me. She loves me. It's fine.
Wow.
Probably.
Pretty girl privilege right there. That's hot girl privilege if I've ever seen it.
If wifey's fine with it, and if Dave's fine with it, then I'll get a new hose.
So Dave says
I won't bring my dogs. How about that? I won't bring the dogs.
Oh, but the boys.
I know. It is fun with them.
But yeah, all right. So we have gone totally off the rails. But yeah, that would be fun if we did that little happy hour again.
Don't put that up.
How do I not? I wanted you to answer how I do not.
True that. Okay. Anyway. Anyways, off the rails. Anyway, Gulf of America is fucking stupid.
Anyways. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be 4 years of this. And I hate to say it, but I have lost my will to fight.
Dude, same.
It is going to be 4 years, and I am so much just like along for the ride now. And my mindset is like, cool, I will try to fix this all in 4 years, which we might not be able to do. I mean, some of these things are, life appointments. So,
Yeah.
but,
Ugh,
I've lost my will to fight a
I
little
know.
bit.
That's
So
sad though. But anyway.
I don't know if you're of the half that voted for that. I don't agree with you. Doesn't mean I necessarily hate you, but I don't know what you're doing here. So I
I
guess
might.
I don't know what you're doing here because we've been like this for a long time. But if you are still here, it's not personal. It's just kind of a little bit personal because
Definitely personal. We'll
Okay.
see. You got to live with your own consequences, baby.
Way to start us with a downer, Nina. Nice
I
job.
know. Sorry, my bad. You go ahead. Your turn. You,
Yeah.
me, and we.
Me, I guess. I'll complain about this D bag at 10th and Lincoln Street. So this guy, this guy was yelling, "I'm the king of nothing," and picking up large rocks and throwing them through people's windshields.
This happened in
I
Denver?
have, yeah, 10th and Lincoln in Denver, and they went up to him and he just started running at them with rocks, so they had to call the cops, and the cops came and he busted out like several windshields along 10th and Lincoln.
Dude.
And so I read this and I was just like, I wasn't even going to talk about it. It wasn't something that I was going to put on my radar. Actually, this kind of pertains to yours. Wasn't even something I was going to talk about. I wasn't even going to put it on my radar. And I'm like, that guy's a D-bag, whatever. And then I sat there for a second and I was like, but there has been some times where that would be kind of like really therapeutic for I wouldn't ever actually do it, but hasn't it gone through your mind like I would love to just pick up this rock and slam it through somebody's fucking windshield right now.
Well, yeah. And
Yes.
sometimes you got to get that anger out. I mean, I get that. But you don't actually do it. Instead, you pay $50 to go to a freaking rage room.
So what I'm complaining about is why do we have that urge? Don't do that to us. We all want to be good people. We don't want to break people's windshields. And I bet on his more sane days, this guy didn't want to break people's windshields either. Man. But maybe it was just one of those days where he's like, "I'm the king of nothing," and then throws a rock through somebody's windshield. And bro, I feel you. Just don't do that. But I feel you.
I don't. Please don't do that to anyone's windshields anymore.
You're telling me you don't understand the amount of anger he could be in that he would do such a thing.
To actually do it, though, that's another level. And like, I don't know, think about those people. You just ruined their whole freaking month, dude.
I know. And I would let all of them smash windshields too, because now they're as angry as he was. And so
it's just like an endless cycle of broken windshields. Go to a rage room.
The real me in this situation is like, why do we have to feel that way? Why do we have to get so much anger? I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be that guy. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, those people, I mean, could you imagine you go out for work and there's just like a large size rock sitting in your front seat because it went through your windshield?
I would be so pissed. Does insurance even, like, how do you even tell insurance that? Like, I don't know. I just walked outside and there's a rock in my windshield.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure insurance covers. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, I don't know. Insurance is sketchy as hell.
I'm pretty sure insurance covers. They are sketchy as hell, but I'm pretty sure they cover that.
Okay.
All right. So you, me, and then of course we do the we. And I'm kind of both ways on this. I lived for a very long time on the edge of I don't have my car registered. Okay. Like my whole 20s was like, how long can I survive? How many ways can I dodge cops to not get tickets for my expired license plates? Okay. I have probably paid over $500 in tickets just for not registering my car.
That's like as much as it would have been to just register your car.
Yeah, but that is $75 at a time as opposed to $500 all at once. And in my 20s, it was way more feasible for me to get $75 a time than it was $500 at once.
I feel that.
So, And then I would like keep the car in the ticket in the car for like a couple days. So like if I did get pulled over again, I was like, oh yeah, they just gave me a ticket for it. I didn't realize it. And the cop goes, oh okay, and then let you go.
Wow.
A new ordinance in Aurora, Municipal Code 134 37, was passed on September 23rd during Aurora City Council meeting, saying that if a driver gets pulled over, does not have their registration up to date, does not have a valid driver's license, and don't have insurance, that the car immediately gets impounded and cannot be taken out until they get all three. Now, if you don't
Yeah.
know this about being impounded, there's a cost per day for that as well.
Yeah.
So
It's basically
talk
like a
about a
storage
bad
fee.
day. Talk about a bad
Dang.
day. You would get a ticket for not having a license, a ticket for not having up to date insurance, and you would get the impound fee, and you would have to pay the registration. I mean, we're talking a couple $1,000s.
Dude,
And it's one of
yeah.
those where it's like, it's setting people up to fail, but also, why do you not have any of the three? Like, what happened in your life that you don't have, that your license is expired, your insurance is expired, and you don't have a registration? Like, that is a year of turmoil you must have
Yeah.
gone through. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about it, Nina? Because for me, the first time I read it, I was like, well, good. That's stupid. Why don't you have all three? And then the second time I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, well, actually,
You've
these
done
are
it.
just like a bunch of fees we have to pay the government, and it's kind of stupid, and I hate it. And
Yeah.
like, and I told you I lived on that edge for a long time, so like my car wasn't registered. If my insurance happened to lapse or my ID happened to be expired, I would have been in big trouble for this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel that. I've done it too. I had my registration on my car, was probably expired for a few months, and then I finally got it taken care of. Luckily, I didn't get pulled over by anyone and have to actually deal with it. But I don't know what it is about the state of Colorado in particular. I will say, since moving, I've lived in Illinois, I've lived in St. Louis, Missouri, and I've lived here in Denver, Colorado. And here in Denver, Colorado, this is like the most I have seen of cars going with years and years and years of expired registration. And I think that, I don't know what it is, but the state of Colorado has just let it go by the wayside for so long. And
Well,
now
it was
it's such a
COVID for a
bad
while.
problem that this is their solution, is to go to the extreme,
Yeah, it was
right?
COVID for a while. I mean, you
No,
couldn't even
before
get your
that. Even before that, way before
well,
COVID, I've always, since I moved here in 2017, I've always seen years of expired registration on random cars in the grocery store parking lots,
just
driving
because
behind
you
them.
saw my car around, Nina, doesn't mean that there was a lot, a lot of it going around.
No, there are though. There really are though. So I think that's why they're going extreme, is because they just let it go for so long.
Well, listen, I do know it was a problem during COVID. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
maybe it was before that too. But there was a time during COVID that, like, even if you wanted to get your car registered, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
All the paperwork needed to be transferred and done in person and all this kind of stuff, and it was just archaic the way that they did it, and they had to update everything to digital. In
It was
fact, I listened
hard.
to a podcast about how Carvana had a real big problem with this because nothing was digital; everything had to be done by hand, and so.
Oh.
Um, but anyway, so I don't know. I mean, so what you come down on, like, good? They deserve it if all three of those are.
No.
So
No,
where do you
because
come down on it?
that's too much. That's too much money. I mean, I just come down on Colorado, like, just kind of dragging their feet for the last few years, and now this their solution is to go to the extreme, which I don't think is fair. But also, like, how do you get a handle on it and how do you fix it? It's, I guess, go extreme for 1 year, everyone gets it together, and then hopefully by 2026 this is no longer a problem. But I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It sounds pretty extreme to me, but also, like, if it was just car registrations they were doing this for, I'd be like, all right, knock it off.
Yeah.
But if it's all three, if you don't have insurance, license, and car registrations, I guess I'm okay with it.
That is a
but
lot. That's a
it's
lot
a
to not have
lot.
figured out. It's like, come on, you guys. We still have to. You've known about it. You know you're supposed to just because you haven't gotten caught, So,
I was a bad adult, but I at least had one of the three.
right. At a time, right?
Yeah, right. All right, that was you, me, and we. We'll move on. We normally do the good news here because we spend so much time complaining that we just like to bring you one good story and kind of awe about it. And this one is about Bear, who is a German Shepherd police dog who's retired in England. And so Bear was got sick and had some tumors, and so he had surgery, and he was doing all better. And as part of his post-surgery getting better, he was going on walks and hikes with his owners. And
Mhm.
one day he was going on a walk, and he started pulling his owners into this heavily like thicket wooded area. It says
Okay.
during their walk, Bear led Julia and her husband Ian deep into the brush where a man had fallen down. He was wet, immobilized, confused, and authorities were already looking for him. Bear is the one who found him. He's a retired
Wow.
police dog, and so he like followed the scent and found him. And they're like, he
Oh.
found a ton of people during his like work time, but that was his work time, so he
Oh.
never got recognized for it. So they gave him an award for finding this person.
Oh, what award? Was
Uh,
it a medal? Is it a
hold
trophy?
on, it's a little trophy. Hold on, you're gonna think this is super cute. So
Yeah, hold on. Let me
let
find
me
it for you.
hold on. We can present it here. So if you're listening in the audio only, he's a German Shepherd dog, who of course is the cutest. And he's standing in front of a little police car with his little blue paw.
Oh, he's so cute.
So that's Bear and his little police award he got for
Little
saving somebody.
trophy.
And who knows if the actual police dogs would have found him, but who cares? Because Bear found him, and Bear's the best. So
Bear
there you
did
go.
it. Good job. Good boy. That's so cute.
I just love it because like he's retired and he just had cancer and he had tumors removed. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
downtrodden, and like there's the old cop coming back in and saving everybody, just like the movies.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
The old alcoholic cop comes in and saves the day.
One last time.
One last time, just like the movies.
Oh my
So I don't
gosh.
know. It made me laugh. And he's super cute. So I thought
That's
that was a
so
cute
cute.
story.
He is cute. He's adorable. His little smile. So good.
He's so happy. He's a 12-year-old boy. All right. So that was our good news story. Now we move on to figuring out if I'm the asshole or not.
Oh, yay. You have an asshole story.
I do. It's Am I the Asshole? And listen, I got to tell you, I'm 99% sure that everyone's going to say she's the asshole. But I'm at least going to ask the question.
Oh?
Yeah.
Did something
Yeah.
happen?
And here's the thing, because when I phrase it like that, Nina desperately wants to say that I'm the asshole and that she's
Always.
not. Tee her
Always.
up. And even she is going to agree that this woman is the asshole and it's not me. So I'm on a flight
Go ahead.
back from New York,
Uh-huh.
right? I'm in New York for the holidays. I'm on a flight back. This plane is set up a little weird. It's 3 seats and 2 seats. So
Okay.
on the one side, there's a window seat and an aisle seat, and that's it. There's no middle seat. I'm like, this is great. Like, there's not going to be somebody struggling, fighting over territory. The person who sits by the window can lean towards the window. You know you got a little extra room over there. I'll sit in the aisle. I'll lean into the aisle a little bit when they're not coming by with the cart. Everybody's going to be happy. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
So this woman, she's like the last to get on, and it's whatever. She's helping some people in the back put their stuff away. She finally comes up. I let her into her seat. No big deal. She as I'm watching a movie, she like gets mad. She like tries to like tap me on the shoulder. And I'm like, hey, yeah, what's up? And she's like, how did you get your thing? And so I showed her where like the little jack is to plug the headphone in so you could listen to it. I
Okay.
carry an extra pair of like corded headphones just for flights. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just
Same.
in my backpack
Yeah.
so I can on a plane plug in and watch a movie. And she's like, oh, okay, mine doesn't have a plug. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I like think she wanted me to give her like
Your
either my
plug.
whole headset or like one of them. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a bummer. I think you can ask the flight attendants for one, but sorry. So I put my headphones back in. I'm not giving her my headphones.
Dude, I don't believe you. I would have done the same thing. I wouldn't
like-
have helped her in the first place. I mean, you're already nicer than
That's
me.
fine. So this whole time, she's not a very courteous passenger next to me, right? And whatever. It's not a huge deal. She keeps, putting the elbow over or hitting my leg or whatever, and I try to just ignore it, right? So then the cart person comes by, the stewardess comes by with the drink cart. I get my drink. The people on the other side of the road get their drink. He goes by, and she wakes up after he's gone, and she goes, "Oh, can you grab him for me?" And I'm like, "All right. I mean, fine." So like, I reach around and I like tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, "Oh, sorry. She just woke up and
Dude, a
would like a
former
drink."
football player got arrested for that. Remember that?
No,
It was a couple months ago. I don't remember who.
really?
Yeah. He tapped the stewardess on the shoulder, and they were like, "You attacked me!" And it was a whole fucking thing.
I didn't hear about this at all.
Dude, you got to be careful doing that.
I almost got arrested, apparently.
Sorry. Anyway, what happened?
So she like gets one drink, and like I don't know what she's trying to communicate to him because I have my headphones in, right? So I'm not really listening to what she's saying.
Yeah.
But she's like talking to him, and then he like turns around to go away, and she like taps me. And she's like, "Can you get him again?" And I'm like, "No." He's like down the aisle now. Like I'm not gonna get up and go after him, right? And like I didn't realize it at the time. Turns out she had taken her shoes off. That was the final straw for me.
Bro.
But she's like, "Can you go get him?" And I'm like, "Why would you need me to go get him?" 1. 2, there's a button for that. 3,
Literally.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
And 4, but like then I realized that maybe she didn't want to go down the aisle because she had her shoes off. So then she finishes her drink. We throw away the trash and she puts the thing up, and I see her nasty feet just like sitting out there. And then realized that her leg had been touching me most of the time. And I was like, ah.
Oh my gosh. Was she barefoot? Did she at least have socks on?
No, she was totally barefoot.
Dude, I don't understand. I don't know how people can even go through security without socks on. That's crazy.
It was the grossest, worst thing of my life. And so like a couple other times during the flight, she tried to like get my attention for something, and I just completely ignored her. Like I am 6 inches away from her, and I just acted like I did not hear, see, or smell her the entire time. So Nina, am I the asshole?
Nah, fuck that lady.
I told you. You were going to want so bad to be on her side, and it just was not going to happen for this.
No way, dude. People that are so difficult on flights, I don't even get it. I don't get it. Ugh.
You can always, if you're watching this live with us, vote right during the broadcast if I am the asshole or not. Adrian says, "Nah, that's foul."
Foul is the right word for that.
It was so bad. Like it was. And I try to be nice on flights because, like, there are times when you're with somebody who is just nervous or hasn't flown a lot or whatever. Like, I try to be the nice guy on flights. And, like, it was just one thing after another. I'm like, "You are disgusting. Get away from me."
For real. Dude, no.
Our friend David chimes in with.
So, Rob, did you get the digits?
Not a foot guy. So, no. Thank you, David.
You know what's funny is like that's like someone's dream to be next to that woman.
You had to say that while I was taking a sip of my drink. Oh
my gosh.
Oh my god, that almost came through my nose. That's terrible. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we call that segment "Am I the Asshole?" But it was more, I know I'm not the asshole, so I'm just going to complain about this.
But let me share this story. Thank you for sharing. Actually,
God, it was so bad.
That's crazy.
So bad. So that was my uncomfortable flight home from New York. Happy holidays to everyone. Yeah. Okay, now we move on to a segment we like to call the whack ass of the week. And who is it, Nina? Who's our whack ass of the week?
I say our whack ass of the week is Mark Zuckerberg.
The Zuck?
Because, yeah,
Because he actually came out as being an alien?
right. You wish. Actually, I do wish that he came out to be an alien because that would be interesting.
I mean, I think you got a decent shot of that happening at some point in your lifetime.
Dude, he acts like it. It's weird. Anyways, I say Mark Zuckerberg because he did announce this week that Facebook is going to be making some changes and they are going to be taking away their fact checkers on Facebook. This includes articles, posts, everything. So this makes me a little bit nervous, especially because we talked about it earlier. Trump being the president, we have 4 years of this BS. He was all mad at Facebook, was all mad at Twitter, formerly known as Twitter X, and because he was getting fact checked left and right. And so he created his own social media platform so that he can spew all his ridiculousness there. And now Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg saying, now we don't need these fact checkers. We want free speech and yada, 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 which I understand the free speech part, but I think it's still okay to, I guess, censor some articles when it's just like pure bullshit. And so the people have already taken it upon themselves, which I absolutely love, to start posting these very false quotes and articles and things about Mark Zuckerberg. I think it's the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, I mean, the resistance will only last a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
But at least let him go for a little while. Listen, you don't even have to like censor it. Like, even if you just had a warning on there,
Just
like
a
that was
warning.
part of what it was, right? Like,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that
so
those articles were still up there. They just had that warning. And so now
yeah.
apparently just that warning is even going to go away.
This goes back to what I was talking about before. Like, I've just lost my will to fight all
I
this stuff.
know. It's sad, dude.
Cool,
It's
I wasn't gonna get on
disappointing.
Facebook anyway, and like you already have my aunt brainwashed, so whatever. I like, you know what I mean? She's gonna think some ridiculous thing that isn't true, and I'm gonna point to facts that say that it's not, and she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell me they're wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
because she
Yeah.
read something on Facebook, and
I know.
that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like
It's
I
it's
am.
just it's scary because we're entering into the beginning of another 4 years under Trump. On top of that, we have fucking AI doing its thing now, okay? And AI makes up all these fucking ridiculous articles and shit too. Did you see there was like a viral video? It went around because it looked so real. It was an alien UFO crashed and it was video and it was like guys in suits like putting tape around it and assessing the damage, and it was like a full-blown video, but it looked so real and it was AI, it was all fake, but because it looked so real is why it was going viral. And like these things are going to be put out there and your aunt is going to feel like this shit is for real, and I just feel
I
like it's
know.
going to drive people who are already a little bit crazy just way off the edge. And like for people like you and I, where it's like, okay, I don't even want to fight anymore, but like what happens when it goes too far? You know what I mean? I'm scared
Yeah.
of that.
Well, but it did, and it changed whole election. So, so you know what I mean? What happens when it goes too far? Donald
Ugh,
Trump is president of the United States. That's what happens when it goes too far.
man.
So, I
Remember the
mean, like, it's just,
insurrection? That too? That
yeah,
was
it's just,
just
and like, I don't know why would you build all this stuff and then reverse it is like another question, right? And part of me is like, I don't know. I mean, are people like Elon Musk giving him a hard time and
I'm
talking him
sure.
into this? You know what I
That's
mean?
what I think it is. It all has to do with money. They're paying Zuck, they're making deals with him. Same with Elon Musk and, whether it's Twitter or X or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like they're all in cahoots with each other. These are the 1% billionaire assholes that are just now all teaming up together because they can.
Mm.
And it's too much and it's scary and it makes me nervous and I
Well,
hate it already.
I think like the freedom of speech stuff is one thing, but I think what concerns me more is, there was an accountability for your information
Mm-hmm.
that was a movement that had started that, trying to protect you privately, personally online.
Yeah.
And, I feel like this, freedom of speech thing is a microcosm of them saying, like, we don't give a fuck about you, which we
Yeah.
all kind of assumed.
Yeah.
But like, now that they're getting so bold as to just say it right to your face, like, it makes you wonder, you know, uh, I don't know, your privacy, your information never really was safe in the first place. So
Ever. Did you see
what am I really getting at? But
Apple has a new class action lawsuit about Siri that
yeah,
she's
listening to you.
been listening to us and is actually spying us and
But
recording conversations.
we all knew it,
We
right?
all knew
Like,
that deep down, but yeah, then they got caught and there will be a class action lawsuit and I'll make sure to share the link eventually when it comes out. It's not out yet.
so you can get your $74.
I'll take $74. Shit.
I mean, I will too.
I'm out here buying new iPhones anyway.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it goes back to the like, I just don't have any will left to fight.
I know.
You know what I
sucks,
mean?
dude.
Like,
But it sucks. It sucks to have to like give up almost because it's just too overwhelming. And it's like, you put out the effort and it doesn't go anywhere and it's just frustrating and it's sad and I don't know what else to say about it. It sucks.
what are you doing to us? You started us with like a super depressing story.
This is where we're at, dude. 2025. Fucking welcome.
I was having a good year so far. Like, it's been fine. It's only 6 days old, but it's been fine. And I knew it was going to go downhill somewhere around the 20th of the month. But at the end, like, it had been a fine 6 days. What are you doing?
We didn't even make a week. We didn't even make it 2 days.
Nina.
Not my fault. Not my fucking fault.
I mean, it's a little bit of your fault.
It's not. It's everyone else's.
You're the one that brought it to the podcast. Anyway, speaking of podcasts, why don't you hit what you're doing here with your personal podcast?
You can check out my other podcasts. I technically do 2 podcasts per week. I do the Nina Blanco podcast that comes out on Fridays, and you can listen to that anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. It is available on video, on YouTube, on Spotify. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, and many other places. Just search the Nina Blanco podcast. And of course, I do YITTY with you right here on Wednesday nights. We post it Thursdays.
And it's a party in the live chat, so come hang out and talk to us in the live chat where you can talk about that girl with her socks off. She wasn't even a girl. She was like an older lady too.
I was going to ask, how old is she?
Like 50s, I would say, probably.
Dude, if you're in your 50s and that's how you're acting on an airplane, honey, stay home.
Here's the thing. It could have been the hottest girl on the planet, and I still would have been like, ugh, you're vile. Get away
What if
from
she
me.
had cute toes? What if it was a super hot girl and she had cute toes? You would not be the same way.
Okay,
You would be like,
number
okay.
one, this woman had like a pedicure and everything. Like, her feet weren't gross, but they were gross still.
It's gross to have your feet out on an airplane.
It's so nasty. It's
Point
so
blank,
gross.
period.
And then they were like close to me and her leg was touching me, which means they were almost touching me, which freaked me out. But yeah, no, even if it was the hottest girl in the world, there's like, listen, maybe I'm the weird one, but there's no such thing as cute toes to me. I don't like, you're like, what if she's got cute toes? Like, I don't know what that looks like. I've never had that thought go through my head in my entire life. Like, cute toes. No.
Cute toes are like a normal looking foot. The toes are like straight at an angle. You don't have any like toes going this way or that way. The pedicure, painted nails are good.
A thought that has never crossed my mind.
Really?
Not once. No.
Well,
now listen, I'll look at a set of legs.
I don't like my toes. So
Yeah, is this maybe you feeling your little
maybe,
insecurities, maybe?
maybe that's what it is. But I
Because
do
you got a
think,
weird toe?
yeah, there's a difference between like cute feet and not cute feet.
Do you say that about boys?
No, all boys' toes are nasty.
And with
all
that, thanks for coming to this week's edition of
Yitty!
Yitty. We'll be back next week with another episode that you can watch live Wednesday nights or here on the podcast on Thursdays. And of course, we'll do a little post stream action talking about nasty boys' toes.
Yeah, we're
Coming up
kicking it off with
next.
some toes.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe we're.
Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We love you. Goodbye.